Hi, my name is Kent Stewart with Insurance Professionals of Arizona. Today I want to talk to you about how personal liability umbrella can protect you and your family against catastrophic losses. Many people don't really understand auto insurance or homeowners insurance and how it works. I want to just give you a little bit of background so that you can understand what you might be liable for and how it can impact your life if you don't have the right kind of coverage. And really, it can devastate you financially. Just like not having health insurance can devastate you if something bad happens, not having the right home or auto insurance can also devastate you financially. I want to show you how to protect yourself for literally pennies a day. Okay? In the state of Arizona, the state requires that we carry a policy with liability limits, minimum liability limits of 15, 30, 10. Roughly what these numbers mean is you have $15,000 for bodily injury per person, $30,000 for bodily injury per accident, and $10,000 for property damage. That's all the state of Arizona requires. In my opinion, that's way too low, and for pennies a day, you can really increase that and protect yourself. Now, that's not what I was talking about earlier, but it doesn't cost that much to buy quadruple the amount of coverage to make sure you're more protected. So in other words, let's say you cause an accident. You're distracted for just one split second. You look down at your phone, you change the radio dial, and you have an accident that was your fault. The state only requires you to have $15,000 per person. That means if you injure another person in another car or somebody walking down the street, you only have $15,000 for bodily injury on your auto insurance policy if you carry state minimum liability. $15,000 will not even cover you for a one-night stay in the hospital. After that, if their bills go above that, let's say their bills are $20,000, $30,000, $50,000, your policy maxes out at $15,000. That means the courts and the attorneys come after you seeking the rest of the damages. They're going to garnish your wages. They're going to go after other assets that you have to pay off that claim. Likewise, if there's more than one person in the car, you only have $30,000 for everybody's medical and bodily injury in the car. And you only have $10,000 for the car itself that you damaged. This doesn't include your car, it's just the other party's property and their bodily injury. If you hit an $80,000 Mercedes-Benz, you have $10,000 worth of coverage. The $70,000, well, guess what? They're coming after you. Your policy's done paying at $10,000 and the rest is on you, how you're going to pay that. Again, they're going to garnish your wages and take your assets. You don't want that to happen. So let me show you what you need to do. On your auto policy, for just pennies a day, literally pennies a day, you need to increase your policy limits to $250,000, $500,000, and $100,000. So now for bodily injury per person, you'll have $250,000 to protect you, $500,000 total, that's called an aggregate limit, for anybody in the car. So if there's more than one person in the other vehicle, you'll have up to $500,000 to protect you. And now for property damage, this could be a car, or if you ran into somebody's house, you always hear that on the news, somebody loses control, goes off the street. Property damage, you'd have $100,000 to take care of that. Now you got coverage for that nice BMW, Mercedes-Benz, or whatever nice luxury vehicle you might hit going down the road. Now, this is great that you've increased your coverage by more than 4 times the amount and doing it for just pennies a day. We recommend everybody have minimum coverage of $250, $500, $100. However, that's still not enough, and I'll tell you why. Did you know that the government has put a person's value well beyond what this is as far as a human life value, ranging in to up to $2 million for a human life. Now, of course, a human life is irreplaceable and worth way more, but if they put a dollar figure on there, it's around $2 million depending on their income. We find that if somebody is killed in an auto accident, courts often award 15 to 20 times somebody's income. So let's say the average salary in Arizona, a person's income is $50,000. 20 times that for a judgment, if they were to be killed in an auto accident that was your fault, would be $1 million. So in this scenario, you would have to cover that accident $250,000. Well, once that money's gone, it's gone. Your policy will not pay another dime after $250,000. That means the courts and the attorneys and everybody is going to come after you for the additional $750,000. So they're going to garnish your wages for life until it's paid off. They're going to look for other assets that they can get at and take from you. And they're going to keep pursuing you until that's paid. That's not a good option. You can say, well, I would just file bankruptcy. Really? Would you really want to file bankruptcy when you can stop all this from happening for less than a dinner and movies once a month? Let me show you how you do that. There's a thing called a personal liability umbrella. Now this umbrella often comes in different amounts, but you can get a $1 million liability umbrella for literally pennies a day. I'm not exaggerating when I say for the price of dinner and the movies, for you and your spouse or significant other, you can have an extra $1 million of liability to protect you in the event of an accident. Now, what does this umbrella cover? Well, it's above and beyond what you have on your underlying auto or homeowner's policy liability limits. So, I'm going to put your car under here. I'm going to put your house under here, because if somebody trips and falls at your house, or one of your children has a neighbor friend over and they're swimming in your pool and they drown, or get hurt on a trampoline or a swing set or the monkey bars, or they're just out back horsing around and they get hurt, your neighbors are going to probably come after you, and this is going to protect you up to an additional $1 million. It also can protect you for other things, but the main things are your home and auto insurance. So now in this claim, you have the $250,000 on your auto policy, plus an additional, then your umbrella would kick in and give you an additional $1 million. So you have $1.25 million to protect you in the claim that we talked about earlier. Now that's the kind of protection that you need, and you can get that for literally pennies a day. Nobody should be without a personal liability umbrella, and you can sleep better at night when you have this kind of protection. Why would you not want to protect yourself for that low of a premium dollar? Basically what you're doing by not having a liability umbrella is you're assuming the risk of the $1 million claim. So if you have a bad claim where you severely injure somebody or kill somebody, or one of the members of your household does that, it may not even be you, or you lend your car to your friend and he goes out and runs somebody over by accident, you're the owner of the car, they're still coming after you for this claim. And we all lend our cars to people from now on, time and again. They're going to come after you. If you don't have this, you're assuming the risk of this $1 million claim. That does happen. I've seen it happen in my own agency. I don't know of any other vehicle on earth that you can shift this risk from you and say, I don't want to assume this $1 million claim risk on myself anymore. I'm going to shift it over to the insurance company for literally the price of dinner and the movies. Now, tell me you wouldn't sleep better at night knowing that you don't have that $1 million liability claim risk over your head anymore. You've now shifted that responsibility to the insurance company. I don't know, there's only a few reasons I can come up with why every agent hasn't shared this with their client. A, they don't know about it, which means that they're ignorant and they shouldn't be an insurance agent in the first place. B, they don't care about their client, you. That's a shame. You should get a new agent if they don't care about you. Or C, they're protecting their own interests. Yes, it's true, insurance agents do get paid on profitability. I don't want to have a claim in my agency for $1 million because it'll take away from my profitability and therefore my income. And so some agents will not sell their clients a $1 million umbrella policy because they don't want the risk of that damaging their profitability. This is too important to me not to tell you about it. I think everybody should have a personal liability umbrella policy. I'm not the kind of agent that's going to sell you a garbage policy just to make a sell so that I can get a commission. I'm going to make sure that you're taken care of properly because at the end of the day, that's what I'm here to do. I received my certified insurance counselor designation because I take my job seriously. I don't see myself as a salesman. I see myself as a professional. And I want to help you make sure that you get the right coverage at the right price and protect yourself from these kinds of scenarios. Give me a call at 480-981-6338 or visit us online at www.insuranceproaz.com. I would love to make sure that you and your family are taken care of. Thanks for watching.